In July 2003, his son Uday, Qusay, and his 14-year-old grandson Mustafa were killed in a 3-hour gunfight with U.S. forces. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, as vice chairman of the Revolutionary Command Council, he had built a reputation as a very progressive and effective politician. After secondary school, he studied at an Iraqi law school for 3 years, dropping out in 1957 to join the revolutionary Pan-Arab Ba'ath Party. During this time, Saddam apparently worked as a secondary school teacher. Saddam's personality cult pervaded Iraqi society. He had thousands of portraits, posters, statues and murals erected in his honor all over Iraq. His face was seen on the sides of office buildings, schools, airports and shops, as well as on the Iraqi currency. At around the age of 10, Saddam left his family and returned to live in Baghdad with his uncle Khalil Talfar, who became a father figure to him. Talfar was a devout Sunni Muslim and a veteran of the 1941 Anglo-Iraqi War between Iraqi nationalists and the United Kingdom, which remained a major colonial power in the region at the time. On June 1, 1972, he oversaw the seizure of Iraq's international oil interests, which at the time dominated the country's oil sector. A year later, world oil prices rose dramatically as a result of the 1973 energy crisis, and skyrocketing revenues enabled Saddam to expand his agenda. In 1979, Iraqi President Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr started to make treaties with Syria that would lead to unification between Iraq and Syria. The Syrian president, Hafez al-Assad, would become deputy leader in the Union, and this would push Saddam into political obscurity. So he moved to secure his grip on power, and forced al-Bakr to resign on July 16, 1979, and formally assumed their presidency of Iraq. His brother and father both died of cancer before he was born. These deaths made his mother so depressed that she tried to abort her pregnancy and commit suicide. Saddam would reportedly have nothing to do with him, and Saddam was later taken in by an uncle. His mother later remarried, and Saddam had 3 half-brothers through this marriage. His stepfather, Ibrahim al-Hassan, was abusive to Saddam after he returned, and beat him regularly. He also held 2 sham elections, in 1995 and 2002. In the 1995 election, he reportedly received 99.96% of the votes in a 99.47% turnout, getting only 3,052 negative votes among an electorate of 8.4 million. In the 2002 election, he officially achieved a 100% turnout, as the Electoral Commission reported the next day that every one of their 11,445,638 eligible voters cast a yes vote for Saddam. Helped by the increasing oil revenues, he diversified the mostly oil-based Iraqi economy, implementing a national infrastructure campaign that made fast progress in building roads, promoting mining, and developing other industries. The campaign helped Iraq's energy industries, and electricity was brought to almost every city in Iraq. Before the 1970s, most Iraqis lived in the countryside and, roughly 2/3 were peasants. This number would decrease quickly during the 1970s as global oil prices helped revenues to rise to tens of billions of dollars, and the country invested in industrial expansion. But, he also nationalized independent banks, eventually leaving the banking system insolvent due to inflation and bad loans.